your children studied law.
Good morning, everyone. Just like Honorable Justice Amina Ogi, I have 3 children. 2 of them should have been lawyers, but they all chose not to go anywhere near the practice of law. I think that is because we traumatize them by too much reading too many books, and they are not interested at all in the practice of law. My Lord, the chairperson, Honorable Justice Amina Ogi, Her Royal Highness, Emir of Kano, Chief Sonny Kuku, my lords, and the author, the Honorable Justice Adefope Okoje. It really is a great pleasure to be here again after the first edition of the book, to be a special guest of honor this time and not reviewing the book. But I must say that this book has proved that it is absolutely important for us to keep a good record, not just of civil procedure, but more perhaps of the ways by which we can speed up our justice system, the ways by which we can improve the efficiency of our civil litigation outcomes. One of the major problems, I think, over the years has been that consistent problem with how to make sure that our cases go quickly through the courts, especially civil cases. Of course, criminal cases have their own problems. A former justice, or a former chief justice, as a matter of fact, of Nigeria, gave evidence before a court in England, in the case of IPCO and NNPC, where he said that it would take between 20 and 30 years to conclude a civil case in Nigeria. And the Court of Appeal in England, in that case, then concluded that to leave a case in the hands of Nigerian courts will be catastrophic. That was the conclusion of the courts. I think that aside from the fact that there's a very sad commentary on our judicial system or administration of justice system, it also shows that we have a human problem that can be solved. It is not a supernatural issue or anything like that. It can be resolved. And I think that the effort that we need to put into resolving it is one that we must all address our minds to, which is why I think this book is particularly important. Sometimes we ask ourselves, look at adjournments, Adjournments are without consequence. People raise preliminary objections on practically everything. Jurisdiction, we all know the normal catchphrases that are used. We all know what comes after someone says that he's going to challenge jurisdiction. Then the cases go on and on and on, interlocutory appeals, all sorts of things that give rise to a situation where it's not a matter of access to justice. It then becomes a matter of exiting the justice system. That really becomes a problem because there's open access. Everybody can access the system. So I think there is a need, for us to seriously address these issues. In the coming years, as a matter of fact, is already with us, technology and the implications of that for our civil procedure systems. One of the most important things that in the last 3 years, we've seen how AI has practically revolutionized everything, and it has come to the legal profession as well. The law firm that I co-founded and from which I'm now retired, some of the partners were showing me the other day what they're able to do now with some of the AI tools. Some of these tools are capable of actually going into our own databases, that's the database of the firm, and giving legal opinions in the language of the firm itself, the language that will come to use. So they are so close to the way that we express ourselves, but much faster and much smarter. There is even a device which would enable judges to write judgments. The entire proceedings can be recorded without any human interference, and then the actual judgments can be written with options for outcomes. So you may have 2, 3 options, Okay, if you think this way, this is the conclusion. If you think that way. So AI is going to change practically everything. It's going to change even our definitions. The definitions of the document, for example, is going to change. With AI, there is now a break between human thought and the product, which is a document. And that used to be the foundation for our definition of who made the document. So we are going to have so many, many different changes. And I know that those changes are going to come upon us so quickly that we may need to very quickly also, bring to bear new tools and new thinking to how civil litigation is done in our courts, and what the outcomes and how the outcomes are arrived at. So I'd like to congratulate you again on this landmark, because most people only get to do one edition, perhaps a second edition, but a 4th edition is a tribute to your own dedication, your commitment to legal thought, and your commitment to legal practice. And we're so glad that you are able to do this. And we pray that there will be a 5th and a 6th and several other editions, even as legal practice progresses. So congratulations again. And we thank God that you are still healthy, looking exactly the same as you were looking when we launched the 1st edition. Congratulations. God bless you.
Congratulations. So I spoke as an ordinary person. As you all know, Professor Osinbajo is also a clergyman. As much time as you like. Thank you, sir.